What's up, y'all? In a minute, I'm about to meet up with Sarah Diesel, who is a cannabis activist. She's working out here to get marijuana legalized, and not just for people that want to smoke, but also for people that need to smoke for different health reasons and medical issues. And she's very educated in all things related to weed. She even teaches a cannabis class. So here's some of what she knows.
Hi, I'm Sarah Diesel. I'm a medical cannabis activist and advocate. Being an advocate is a huge task. A lot of it is voluntary work, so don't expect to get paid a lot for it. You've got to be compassionate, you've got to be passionate, and you have to be patient. I think that's probably why people call us patients, because you have to have a lot of patience to be to deal with us. Being an advocate for me is every day, constantly. I have to be a good neighbor. The GNP, the good neighbor policy. Constantly, whether it's in my home or outside of my collective, in my collective, driving in my car, you always need to put your best foot forward. You always want to represent yourself in the best light. And being a patient, you may have your cannabis on you, so you want to travel, putting it in your trunk, and even simple things like that, and just making sure the way that you handle the cannabis and stuff is really, really important. Now, on a whole nother level, you've got to be an advocate and go to city council. You got to go to neighborhood councils. You've got to speak at city hall or be present during court support. We all like to have fun in this industry, but it's sad people have to go to jail. So to be in those pews and sitting there doing court support is a huge thing about being an advocate. Supporting other people who have to go through that horrible process of being convicted. The other thing about being an advocate, for me, is getting out there and just doing as much as you possibly can to educate people that cannabis is a peace plant, that it's safe, and that it's nothing like alcohol and prescription drugs, which are the leading causes of death in the United States. And so I'm constantly educating people, even just hanging out in somewhere, and if I hear somebody say something, I'll even tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, by the way, just to let you know. So being an advocate, you just want to make sure you put your best foot forward. You're constantly talking positive about it. You're not saying certain words like marijuana, pot, stoner.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. You call it cannabis?
Call it
you
cannabis.
Don't call it weed? Or
I basically call it cannabis because my whole slogan is class in cannabis, not sex and weed. And so I try to dress and speak and be the best that I can so that I can, sort of fit in. When you go to City Hall, you want to dress and talk and walk like these people. You want them to respect you. You want them to look at you and not say, oh, they just want to get high because they're stoners and they want to smoke weed. If they could get that mentality out of their brain and realize that we're patients and we're medicating on something that's the safest that's available to us, then maybe they'll understand it more. I do advocate, or I am an activist, mostly when it comes to medical cannabis. Those people that want to just sit and get high, get stoned, and get through their problems that way, go for it. That's fine. But for me, I am definitely advocating the use of it as to treat your ailment, to help make you feel better. And so I definitely don't want to be portraying myself as saying, yeah, everybody, let's get high. And you watch these movies like Half-Baked, and I can't even think of the other ones, the Super High new one that just came out, where he doesn't smoke for 30 days, then he does smoke for 30 days. It was quite amazing what research that they did find with that, and they make fun of it. They make fun of it. There are really important movies out there that do show it in a good light, but most of the time you're watching things that are more Reefer Madness style, and it shows, in Reefer Madness, the guy gets so stoned that he kills someone. Okay, nobody's ever killed anybody because of this plant. It is a peace plant. Smoking the peace pipe, medicine. Indians would use it back in the day, the Chinese and their herbs, it's an herb. If you are over the age of 21, I think this is the best darn thing that a person should be using. It's healthy, it's safe, especially if you can get it from a facility to where it's going to be tested, to know what's in it, not only the THC and the CBD content, which gives you the psychoactive and the painkiller, but what if there's pests and mold and mildew, or aspergillus mold, which can kill you? I think it's fantastic that they're going to have facilities that you can actually test for these things and know that you're getting something safe. Cannabis Sativa is cerebral. It's the plant that actually makes you feel uplifting, smiling, happy, get out of bed, give you that energy. and they have a high THC level most of the time. THC is tetrahydrocannabinol. It's the psychoactive effect that you feel when you smoke marijuana. And so sativas are best for depression, somebody who just can't get up and get out of bed, somebody who can't stay focused. You would smoke a cannabis sativa. Cannabis indica is more physical. It affects the body. It's very relaxing. It affects the whole central nervous system and the entire endocannabinoid system, which is something that every one of us has in our body. And it's just like our DNA, it's our genetic makeup, to where it is affected, and it helps you, it relieves pain, it helps for sleep. It's got higher CBDs, the cannabinols or cannabidiols. Those actually are the anesthetic, I can never say that word, anesthetic, excuse me, the painkillers. They're not going to get you high. There's no psychoactivity in it. Well, there might be a little, but anything with a high CBD is going to make you feel relaxed, and it's going to help you with pain. Anything with a high THC is going to give you the psychoactive effect. So sativas, you know, they affect the brain and the central nervous system. You kind of feel like, you know, you're over-analytical, you can't stop thinking, did I lock the door, where are my keys? You know, a lot of people give it that cliche, and yeah, that's a possibility, you know, it can happen, that you can get a little paranoid or something like that, and that probably means you got a lot of THC, and you got probably a high sativa. If you can't get up off the couch and you just feel so tired and lethargic and relaxed, you're probably medicating on an indica. So it's probably giving you that feeling. And it's not a bad thing, because most of the time that's what people are looking for. They're looking for that relief when they can't sleep an entire night. And if they smoke some hash, you know, which is really strong, that's a concentrated form. You know, you just need a little bit and you're good to go. So you have to learn how to titrate it and do small, low doses and work your way up, because you do build a tolerance from it. And so it's really important that you start to self-medicate and understand these differences between indicas, sativas, and hybrids, and what you're getting yourself into, and write a journal. Keep a journal of things that you've medicated on and what you liked and didn't like, whether it's the taste or the feeling or the come down or it gave you too much munchies. You know, some people say, I don't want to have the munchies. Other people like myself use it as an appetite stimulant, so it's fantastic for that. Are there any dangers in smoking weed? My gosh, yes, of course. When you smoke anything, it's not healthy for your body. So honestly, you should be vaporizing. Smoking is not the healthiest form. Of course, using a lotion or a tincture or an edible, you know, those are going to be safer than vaporizing. But all in all, smoking is the least healthiest form. And believe it or not, a joint, a bong, and a pipe. Guess which one is actually the safest out of those three? A joint. Believe it or not, most people wouldn't think this, but when you break it down and you look at a pipe is small. Don't use metal, okay? No metal or plastic. That is so 1982. We need to throw out all our metal and plastic and go to glass, 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 okay? But when you look at a pipe, it's very close to your mouth, and you're using a heat source that has gas, butane, and you're constantly lighting it. Not only are you sucking in that butane and all that flame, but then also the plant material itself. You don't want to smoke too much plant material. It's not healthy for our bodies to be smoking all this plant material, and I'm talking about the buds themselves. So the least amount that you can do, the better. So the pipe is probably pretty dirty. How often do you clean your pipe? If you can't see through it, you shouldn't be smoking out of it. You should be cleaning it every day. Now when it comes to a bong, that's actually the second least healthiest. The pipe is the worst, and then you've got the bong. There's water in it. The water reduces the THC level, and the THC sticks to the edge of the bong. Same thing with the pipe. So you're losing a lot of the effects that you're needing. You're also smoking with a lighter again, or a torch, or some sort of device that has gas in it, that's got the flame in it, the heat. It's wonderful. I love a bong, you know, with ice and ice cold water and a little kush with some hash. Don't get me wrong, it's wonderful, but not every day. You have to implement vaporizing into your daily regimen, otherwise you're going to be hurting yourself. Because I plan to medicate until I'm 110, and that's just who I am. Wrap me in a hemp cloth and send me out. Like I'm cannabis all the way.
Are you high right now?
I smoked before I came, so no, I'm not high anymore.